contributors. We are a registration authority, and really just in a nutshell, it's a methodology.
Hey there, future millionaires! Welcome back to the channel. It's so great to have you here with me again. I hope you're having an absolutely amazing day, no matter where you are in this incredible world of ours. Today, we're diving into something really exciting, XRP, and I just had to kick things off by sharing this fascinating story from Michael Branch. So get this, there's this crypto trader named James Wyn who just made a huge move. He completely stepped away from leverage trading and went all in on XRP instead. And here's the kicker, he's calling XRP a potential game changer that could literally revolutionize how global banking works. Now, the first comment on this story really caught my attention. Someone wrote, "Sick of losing money. That's exactly why most people are choosing XRP." Pretty interesting perspective, right? Let's break this down and see what's really going on here. This is it. Invest right now and you'll be a millionaire in 30 days. This thing's going to do 1000x. Sound familiar? Yeah. Well, guess what happened next? Complete rug pull. Lost my money. Hard lesson learned. But here's where things get interesting. That's when I discovered XRP. And let me tell you, back in 2018, you really had to have some serious vision to see where this was heading. But once it clicks, once you truly understand what XRP is designed to accomplish, there's no going back. It's like someone just turned on the lights, you know? And guess what? That vision we had back then, it's literally happening right before our eyes, right now. Just this Friday, something huge happened. James Wyn, and if you don't know who that is, stick around because this gets good. He posted on X saying he'd just spent 24 hours straight going down the XRP rabbit hole. And by the end of it, he decided to put a significant chunk of his portfolio into XRP. Now here's what I love about this guy. He actually asked his followers to school him on both sides, the good and the bad. He literally said, "Whether you're Team XRP or not, I want everyone to educate me on the pros and cons." Hey everyone! So this insight comes from Vincent van Gogh, and honestly, he raises such a great point. Have you noticed how Bitcoin maximalists always seem to slip Bitcoin into every crypto conversation? Like, someone says, "Make America the crypto capital." Totally general statement, right? But somehow they hear Bitcoin exclusively. Why do they work so hard to convince everyone that Bitcoin is the ultimate solution? Well, I think we all know the answer to that one. The bigger the sales pitch, the bigger the, well, you know. Here's what I love about XRP. It literally sells itself. I don't need to fill your head with a bunch of philosophical nonsense or fancy marketing speak. I just lay out the facts, and people immediately get excited about its potential. Pretty simple, right? But here's what really gets me. And maybe you've noticed this too. They constantly try to separate Bitcoin from everything else in the crypto space, like it's in some special league of its own. And their go-to argument? Scarcity. There are only 21 million Bitcoin, they say. Okay, hold up. Want to know something interesting? There are actually only about 14 million XRP coins. That's less than Bitcoin's supply. But here's the game changer. XRP actually does something useful in the real world. Bitcoin? Not so much. Look, we're definitely going to see scarcity drive XRP's value, but here's the difference. XRP brings way more to the table than just being rare. It has genuine utility that solves actual problems. And honestly, scarcity by itself isn't really a use case, is it? Sure, it might pump up the price for a while, but if that cryptocurrency can't actually be used to solve real-world problems, well, eventually, it just becomes irrelevant. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you think in the comments below. XRP burn rate has surged substantially, signaling an important change in market structure as price leads daily gainers. So here's the thing, and I want to be completely transparent with you guys about this. I've never been one of those people banking on XRP's burn rate to send prices to the moon. Don't get me wrong, burns are nice, but that's not where I see the real magic happening. You want to know what I think is going to actually drive XRP to those high prices we're all waiting for? It's going to be these major companies and institutions locking away massive amounts of XRP for extended periods. Think about it. When you take that much supply off the market for months or even years at a time, that's when things get really interesting. But here's what gets me even more excited. And this is where it gets really cool. We're going to see these huge liquidity pools being set up all around the world. Picture this. You've got pools positioned strategically between different countries, connecting networks of banks and financial institutions. So, when a bank in Japan needs to send money to a bank in Brazil, or when any two countries need to move value quickly and efficiently, they'll tap into these liquidity pools. It's like having this massive, instant reservoir of XRP ready to facilitate transactions between people, banks, and entire nations. That's what's going to drive XRP's price. Not just speculation or hype, but real, consistent, institutional demand for actual utility. Pretty exciting when you think about it that way, right? Alright, so Stealth asks a question that I bet a lot of you can relate to. Hey Dom, what can I actually do with my XRP? I've been to like 15 different restaurants and stores, and literally nobody will take it. They just laugh at me when I ask. And you know what? I totally get the frustration. But here's my answer. Hold on to that XRP until it hits $1,000. I know. Easier said than done, right? But here's the thing, and this is where patience really pays off. Eventually, those same stores that are laughing now, they're going to be begging to accept XRP as payment. It's all about timing and how adoption actually works in the real world. Think about it this way. Institutional adoption comes first. That's what we're seeing happen right now. Then that snowballs into mass adoption. And here's how it's going to play out. The big box stores are going to lead the charge. Picture Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, Best Buy. These massive retailers will be the first to jump on board and start accepting crypto payments. Why? Because they have the resources and the customer demand to make it worthwhile. Once that happens, it creates this domino effect. All the smaller stores start thinking, wait, if Walmart's doing it, maybe we should too. And before you know it, and this might happen faster than you think, crypto acceptance becomes as normal and widespread as using your Visa or MasterCard today. So yeah, those restaurants might be laughing now, but trust me, they won't be laughing for long. Okay, this is huge, and I want to make sure everyone really understands what just happened here. Ripple didn't just partner with some prime broker who might use XRP down the road. No. They went way bigger than that. They actually bought the prime broker. And guess what that means? They will be using XRP. Not maybe, not possibly, they absolutely will. You know how I can tell when XRP news is really good? It's when all the FUD suddenly goes quiet. Like crickets. The haters literally run out of things to spin into negativity, and that's exactly what's happening right now. I mean, think about it. Since Ripple announced Ripple Prime, what negative news have you heard about XRP? The only thing they could come up with was that tired old, oh no, 1 billion XRP unlock on November 1st. But even that doesn't hit the same way anymore because everyone knows what's coming. Here's what really gets me excited though. And this comes straight from Brad Garlinghouse himself. He's told us multiple times that XRP is literally at the heart of everything Ripple does. Everything. So when they buy a prime broker, when they expand their services, when they make these massive strategic moves, XRP isn't just along for the ride. It's the engine driving the whole thing. Pretty incredible when you think about it that way, right? Alright guys, check this out. We just saw another 4 million XRP get locked away in escrow. And this is part of something absolutely fascinating that's been happening lately. Ripple keeps tightening up the supply, while demand just keeps climbing higher and higher. You know what that classic combination leads to, right? Now, I'm thinking this particular lock might be heading over to Flare. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But here's what's really catching my attention. These escrow locks are happening constantly now, like almost every single day. And here's the crazy part. This is completely new for XRP. We've literally never seen this pattern before in XRP's history. It's like someone flipped a switch and suddenly supply management became priority number one. You can actually feel that scarcity starting to build around this cryptocurrency. It's not just theoretical anymore. It's happening right in front of our eyes, day after day after day. And Economics 101 tells us exactly what happens next. When supply gets tighter while demand keeps growing, well, there's only one direction that price can go. Up, and away. This is exactly the kind of systematic supply reduction that gets me really excited about XRP's future. What do you think? Are you seeing this pattern too? Here's something that absolutely blows my mind. People will completely ignore XRP when it's sitting at $2.60, but then suddenly everyone wants in when it hits $27.59. Like, seriously, why does nobody want to buy XRP when it's dirt cheap? But watch what happens. these same exact people will be throwing money at it when it's $10, $20, $30, and they'll keep buying all the way up to $100, even $1,000. But when it's just sitting there doing nothing, crickets. Nobody wants it. Actually, it's worse than that. They'll hate on XRP when it's moving sideways. They'll trash it when the price dips. But the second that chart turns green, boom, everyone suddenly has to have it. I've never understood this logic in crypto, and honestly, it drives me crazy. You know what I always say? Treat everything in life the way you should treat crypto, not the way people actually do. Think about buying a house, right? You'd wait for the market to crash, then swoop in at the bottom. That's smart. You buy low, sell high. It's not rocket science. But here we are, and people still don't get it. It's like nobody cares about an opportunity until they see other people making bank from it. Wild, right? And guess what? That time is coming really, really soon. There's this finance coach who made a pretty bold statement. He said that when he looks back at his XRP investment in 2030, he's going to see it as being part of the greatest shift in human history. I mean, think about that for a second. The greatest shift in humanity. That's not small talk, that's not hype, that's someone putting their reputation on the line with a prediction like that. It's not even going to take until 2030. Look, I cannot stress this enough. This is going to be absolutely massive. When this shift happens, we're talking about a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity here. Like, literally once in your lifetime. You will never, ever get another chance like this again. The window is open right now, and you've got to take it. I've been telling people this for a while. If you're thinking about getting your family into crypto, now is the time. Don't wait, because if you do, they're going to end up buying at prices that are way, way higher than what we're seeing today. Anyone who's not stacking as much as they possibly can right now, they're going to kick themselves later. Trust me on this. Here's the thing. This is an industrial revolution we're witnessing, and these don't happen very often, right? This is probably going to be the last one you'll see in your lifetime. Think about it. Everyone had the chance to invest in the internet when it was early. People had opportunities during other major revolutions throughout history. But what do you always hear? Man, if I could go back in time, I would have invested in that. If only I knew then what I know now. And listen, if you've got family members that you've been trying to convince about crypto, you need to have that conversation with them right now. Seriously, the door is closing fast. Here's why this is so important. SWIFT just confirmed something huge. They said that blockchains can actually be based on ISO 2022. Now, if you don't know what that means, don't worry. I'm about to break it down for you. But first, take a listen to this.
One of many contributors. We are a registration authority, which means we do a lot of development work and maintenance work, but we don't own the standard. It's not restricted to the SWIFT network. There's a lot of market infrastructures that use ISO 2022, but not using the SWIFT network, and a lot of institutions also use ISO internally. So it's not restricted to the SWIFT network. It's associated with the XML syntax, but it's syntax agnostic. So we see a lot of developments around APIs that are ISO-based. We even see blockchain developments that are built on the ISO data dictionary. So whilst XML is used at the moment, predominantly it can be used in different technologies in the future as well. And really, just in a nutshell, it's a methodology for developing financial messaging standards, and it introduces this utopian world of universal financial messaging, which is what we're all striving for at the moment with both the cross-border migration and these domestic migrations that are happening in parallel.
Okay, here's something that'll blow your mind. Picture this. When a blockchain is ISO compliant, and I'm talking about heavy hitters like Ripple, Stellar, Hedera, XDC, Quant, HBAR, Algorand, IOTA, and Cardano, something pretty incredible happens. These ISO messages, they can actually use crypto within them. And that's the absolute game changer that most people are completely missing. Now, I know what you're thinking, but wait, ISO standards don't even mention cryptocurrency. And you know what? You're right. But here's the kicker that everyone's overlooking. It's not about the crypto itself being compliant, it's about the blockchain company being compliant. Once that blockchain meets ISO standards, boom! Suddenly their cryptocurrency can flow through those same message systems. And what does that mean for you and me? Everything becomes lightning fast and dirt cheap. It's honestly that simple. but somehow this massive opportunity is flying right over most people's heads. All right, everyone, let's dive into what's happening with XRP. We're sitting pretty at $2.60 after a solid 4% green day. Not too shabby, right? Now, I've been scrolling through social media and wow, there's some serious retail FUD floating around. I'm seeing smaller holders panic selling in this $2 to $3 range, and honestly, that's exactly what we'd expect to see. Here's the thing that cracks me up. Everyone's acting like XRP under $2 is a buy signal, but above $3, suddenly it's time to sell. Guys, if you're selling your XRP at $3, you're going to be kicking yourself so hard later. And don't even get me started on the XRP haters jumping ship to buy Link instead. That's going to sting even more. Listen, you've got two choices here. Either you're holding this beast when it absolutely rockets, or you're going to be drowning in regret. Because I'm telling you right now, XRP is going to deliver the most insane returns this cycle. I mean, come on. Have you actually looked at the chart? How can you not be bullish on this thing? And let's talk about Ripple's Swell. The lineup of big names showing up is absolutely incredible. That should tell you everything you need to know. We've already got the IMF, World Bank, and BIS not just mentioning XRP, but actually building their entire frameworks around Ripple's technology. Every single white paper from the BIS, it's all about XRP and Ripple tech. They've been practically screaming at us for years that this is the cryptocurrency for the future. Same story with XLM, by the way. You know what you need to be holding right now, because we're getting closer and closer to that magical flip the switch moment. And here's what really gets me excited. Everyone's obsessing over Swift and Chainlink, but guess what? Ripple is building something that makes Swift look like ancient technology. Those 11,000 banks using Swift, they're absolutely fed up with it. They hate how slow and expensive it is. They're desperate for something better. So when you've got the new improved solution that everyone's been waiting for, where do you think those banks are headed? Straight to Ripple technology and XRP, the world's bridge currency. It's not a matter of if, it's when. Until that moment comes, here's what we're going to do. Stay patient, stay positive, and let's build this wealth together. All right, guys, that's a wrap for today's video. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I seriously appreciate each and every one of you. I'll catch you in the next one. Have an awesome night.